Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. And how's everybody doing? I hope you're doing great. I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. It's a beautiful day out here. It's nice, windy, not too hot, not too hot. So I'm pretty excited about that. Um, it's another day we move on forward. Guys, welcome, welcome. Good morning, Ovie. Welcome. You're the first one here. Wow. You made it, oh. You beat what's her name? Highly favored. Highly favored is always nobody they follow highly favored drag this position. Nobody. Oh my God. Welcome. Let me send you some champagne for Friday night chilling. Eh? For Friday night chilling, for being first. Easy. It's not easy, oh. It ain't easy at all. Oh, shit. 1 second. How's everybody doing? All right, well, let's get started right away. Actually, as a matter of fact, let me get started. I have a video to share.
Joining us now is Ojinika Ojiokwe with stories trending around the world. Hello, Jinix.
Good morning, Dr. Abati. I knew you were going there. TGIF, my favorite day of the week. Good morning, Ayo. How are you this morning? Good. Perfect. Good morning, Rufai.
Bless you, Oji. Morning.
Thank you. Bless you too. Well, good morning to you, viewers. Let's begin what's trending with reactions trailing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's ministerial list that was sent to the Senate on Thursday, which featured 28 names. 7 out of the 28 names were women, which represents only 25% of the nominees as currently constituted. Although President Tinubu is expected to send a supplementary list to the Senate to meet up with the necessary constitutional requirements, the names presented have been generating reactions. Most controversial amongst the nominees are past governors Nasiru El-Rufai of Kaduna State and Nyesom Wike of Rivers State, who, during campaign season last year, said he wasn't interested in becoming a minister after his tenure as governor because he does not consider himself a liability.
Come home and campaign and work for the party. Stop this Abuja politics of carrying rumors to a candidate. Only one person can be a minister from a state. I will not be a minister. I will not. I will not. I'm not a liability. Rivers State is an asset.
Dr. Abati, I heard you earlier talking about Wike. We know that he has done really well in his state, but you know that he is trending because of this video. And also another video where he said that he's not going to leave the PDP because, I mean, he considered his, leaving malaria to go into cancer. Let's take that video if we can.
I don't want to support any APC person. When they run for election, even if the APC can't call Rivers State. So Rivers State, I know they support them. I don't enter politics. Say, would they do them days? Say, if from Rivers State, if from a no, party will they talk. When our party, name the motto, who drive us? Nobody say, if they defeat you for your opinion, you run. I don't go do it again. Nobody say, no, that's how you know you're a true party person.
So we make we no expect say you go ever defect or come out from PDP.
Come on, go where?
Things will change. We don't see it happen.
I get malaria. My cancer defined. Why they talk like that? I get malaria. When they easy to treat. Now one man go cancer, why go die immediately? Which party? APC. I'm not going to talk like that. Party where don't kill Nigeria. Where we go now? Every fight where they fight my PDP, I will fight them there. If they win me, they win me. If I win them, I win them there. I need to run that body there. Me and no some they don't fit win me. I will like that. I will fight them there. But to leave PDP, where get malaria, go APC, where get cancer. Come. And the stage of the cancer, where they for APC. Now the fourth stage, where they say, doctor they talk say, it they hard. If I want they say, now first stage, make it call God, say, okay, it don't happen. Now I want to make I go.
What do we call this? Poetic justice. I mean, Wike has been changing his tone back and forth in different ways. But you said something earlier about whether or not he's going to, what the PDP will do if he were to, be appointed a minister. But let me just take some reactions on social media. This is from Nefertiti, who wrote, after all the puffing, Wike and El-Rufai swallowed their pride. They lobbied to be on that list. But I hope the president of Kano is not on that politicians-dominated list. I'll reserve my comments until I see their supplementary list for now. We wait. Well, Solomon wrote, El-Rufai might be our new defense minister. Don't forget, Tinubu delegated him to answer questions on insecurity at Chatham House. Plus, I can't find any retired military personnel on the ministerial list. Also, he recently hailed the chief of army staff. Well, Senator Shehu Sani wrote, the president appointed people who betrayed others and hoping that they will be faithful, loyal, and honest to him, and that they will serve Nigeria with all their strength. I'll take a final tweet there. Nominating Wike, El-Rufai, Umahi for ministerial positions in the midst of the best of technocratic brains we have both home and abroad is a reflection of the decay in our system. Must we recycle expired and compromised brains instead of refreshing public service with new faces and new ideas? What do we really expect from a beneficiary of such a wrapped system as today's Nigeria? I believe that that was your rhetoric this morning. I listened to you all this morning, and I thought that was quite apt because that's the rhetoric, really. Why do we have to recycle these people again? We need fresh blood, we need new people, we need young people on the list. But Go ahead,
I
Ayo.
think an ideal list would be a mix of the old and the new, but dominated by the new, because we do need the experience of the old. That's the truth. However, what we are hoping is that even if you're going to bring in the old, you're bringing people who have distinguished themselves in service. And that's what I've kept on saying, that the people who are from the old, what have they done to distinguish themselves to say, oh, definitely they need to be part of this new government? And I'll just speak very quickly to the Governor Yenso Wike video.
Yes.
I'll just say that the moral thing, I mean, the evidence is before us. The moral thing for him to do is to decline the appointment. I'll just say he should just decline the appointment because he needs to stand by his word. He's a man of integrity.
Absolutely.
And finally, to the tweet that talked about former Governor El Rufai being a potential defense minister. Let me make it clear, no portfolio has been announced, but in terms of analysis, people are guessing. If that should happen, then it would come to the question as to how well did he handle the Southern Kaduna crisis? Is that enough to say that, oh, he was, in terms of security? In fact, under his tenure as governor of Kaduna State, that's where he came under criticism perhaps the most in terms of his handling of the internal crisis, security, crisis in Kaduna State. So that would be quite curious if he does make Minister of Defense.
Absolutely. Dr. Abate, should
Except that there are two different functions.
Well, I wanted to ask you a question.
Being
Should
governor,
Wike decline the list, as
being
Ayo has
governor
said?
in Kaduna State, it doesn't give you the same kind of qualifications that you need to be Minister of Defense. But we speculate. When we see the portfolio, we know what it is. Now, to go back to Governor
Wike, yes.
two things. Number one is that I keep telling politicians that vulnerability is not an asset. Because we now live in an age whereby the internet, they say, right, doesn't forget.
Yes.
Anything you put out there, people could use it to remind you of what you said previously. And that's precisely what has happened to Governor Wike, who was speaking at the inauguration of the Port Harcourt International Airport at Tomangwa. And he was saying he doesn't want to be a minister. He doesn't want to be a liability. There can be only one minister from Rivers State, and that PDP is malaria, APC is cancer.
Stage 4.
Now, Emmanuel Efene made a point that we should not assume that those governors, those 4 governors whose names are on the list, just got there by accident. That they must have lobbied for it.
Absolutely.
And that they are aware of it.
Absolutely.
That he doesn't think it's an accident. So that's why people are calling out former Governor Wike to say that I thought you said you didn't want to be a minister. So you have now moved from malaria to cancer. How about that for integrity? But the answer will be supplied, I imagine, by the People's Democratic Party. Because the PDP has issued a statement saying that, look, good riddance to bad rubbish. So they are even referring to Wike as bad rubbish. And that they are just waiting for him to accept the appointment. And if he does, then the party will take a decision. But, well, of course, you can assume that he will take the appointment.
Okay.
However, the other part of it in all of this, because it's not the only former PDP person or PDP person that is on that list. There are others who left PDP maybe in 2019 or who joined, APC towards the 2023 election. But one way you can justify it is to say that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had promised a government of national unity. And we had argued on this platform and elsewhere that he should look far afield, that it should not be job for the boys. But if this can provide justification, has he looked far afield enough? If he's looking far afield and he wants to pick somebody from the PDP, why should he be
Governor Wike?
Although Anthony Kila was also on this program, and Kila was saying that Wike is a sober statesman.
Oh, very nice.
So this may be an indication of sobriety, having reflected on what he said before. He may have decided that maybe cancer is not bad after all.
Really?
After all, why? He's a human being, can change his mind. And so no, malaria is too mild. Let me leave malaria. Maybe he wants to embrace cancer. That's precisely what he has
Rufai, cancer is not bad. It's not bad after all.
If he didn't dare, he didn't dare. You see, Mr. Sari Lukubo led us in a song. I want to sing that song for analyze. Turn by turn, oh.
He's so famous.
Turn by turn, oh. My sister, wait for your turn.
All right.
The truth is, it's Wike's turn. So whatever I said before, you are trying to think Nigerian politicians have integrity, said he will not leave his party. That was just talk. Politicians only go where suits their interest.
That's true.
So it's their turn. It's his
Nigerian
turn now.
politicians
After all the work he
selfish
did in
lot.
Rivers State, the work that he did so well that some people were even pitching that we didn't say you should win just 25%. You won the whole state. And you expect him not to claim anything for work done. No, Audrey, it's not possible. So do not believe all the things he said before. Now the PDP does not rock his boat again. And I'm sure if you ask him, what is wrong with the state of the cancer of APC now? He will say that stage 4 cancer is in remission. That's what he's going to say.
God.
So don't believe politicians too closely. I think what we should think about always is the development of our country. Today, politicians will say you are the best thing ever. Tomorrow, they will say otherwise. And let me tell you, this thing is never deep or personal for them. All right? When you look at it, if today the values does not align again and he needs to move to another party, he will do it. But I think it's incumbent on his party that doesn't have the oomph to be able to push him out when he's done something wrong. Because this man has definitely worked against his party. He's been antagonistic to his party. He's done everything to bring his party down, and he's gotten away with it. So the PDP does not have the bites to be able to deal with him. So he's just shown it in the face. If he accepts the ministerial position and you push him out, that's after the fact. He's won already in this battle. And let me say this morning, as sad as it might be, an objective I want to say, it is now 1-0, 1 for PDP, 1 for Wiki, 0 for PDP.
I like
We are counting
Dr. Abati will say,
scores.
just enter. But I wanted to talk about the 7 women that made the list
yes.
as well, because I know I sent that story, and I thought it was quite a good one. But let me just take one reaction from Ada Anamba, who wrote, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu breaks record, appoints a 36-year-old, the youngest minister in the Fourth Republic of Nigeria, Dr. Betta Edu, medical doctor per excellence, and a humanitarian icon in what looks like a miracle for the Nigerian youth who have so far been shut out of the Federal Executive Council of Nigeria. President Bola Tinubu has defied all odds to nominate the youngest minister in the history of Nigerian politics in the Fourth Republic of this country, Dr. Betta Edu.
Oh, please give me a break. This is not the same woman that was lobbying. I beg more rest. I just bring that one come. Make we even see what they talk about. That's why I even bothered to bring it on. Let me see. There's a video I want to share here that's been making the rounds, man. This video,
of how the election.
Okay.
The neighboring country of Niger, Mali, we've just seen now that the US there also have placed sanctions on some of the military officials. What does this all mean then for the ECOWAS region?
It's quite unstable right now. And unfortunately, you have the chair currently, it's Nigeria, and the president of Nigeria. You know, he's also facing a lot of pressure in his country in terms of how the election panned out, in terms of the results. Some questioning the credibility of the elections. He issued a strong statement yesterday, but already when you read the reaction to that statement, people were already saying, you yourself, you are not legitimate. And therefore, this time around, ECOWAS is not as strong as the ECOWAS that we are used to. You'd recall when there were challenges in the region previously, they were quick to react and to respond. And there was that credibility because those who were speaking at that time, who were leading the regional body, had credibility. But right now, it's on a very shaky ground.
Now they hear so ECOWAS, even the people, everybody knows that this guy in a fraud. Everybody, there's no hiding place for them. And yesterday I saw that the VP of the United States, Kamala Harris, sent a message to Agbado. Let me even go to that message. Almost Nigerians, they went in, they say, say wetin dey say what? You say what? What did you say again? Let me go to that post if I can find it. Oh, by the way, do you guys know that Lai Mohammed has been is now the special advisor to the Secretary General of the UN World Trade Organization? Here's what somebody had to say about that. Michael Omoribo, right? I think he's a lawyer in Nigeria. He says it is paradoxical and the height of hypocrisy for the United Nations that professes the rule of law in governance to appoint a violator of the rule of law like Lai Mohammed, ex-Nigeria's information. Can you imagine? These people play to the gallery of this palm color people. I'm telling you, they do not have your interest at heart. That's why they don't care what happens. Take for instance, yesterday, what, 21 people? Wasn't that what? Yeah, 21 people that they come out their head, come out for their body. 21 for Borno State. No word about it. Nobody dey talk about am. Not even the national news for Nigeria. Nothing. Life no mean anything to these people. Even the VP, the Boko Haram is wey dey, no even talk anything to tell you. Meanwhile, Davido release music for person, they are up in arms. The moment they suppose dey up in arms against, dem no go do. 21 human beings, my people, 21 souls, just like that. How long is that going to continue? Now, let me read this to you guys. Nigerians berate the vice president over legitimacy comments on Agbado. Nigerians have expressed strong disapproval towards the US vice president for comments made in a Twitter post seemingly legitimizing the presidency. Let me go to the post. Let me see if I can find the exact comments that she made, because I was mad when I saw it myself. I'm like, are you serious? It's not like I expected anything different anyway. Let me see if I can find her specific post. This is from Parallel Facts. It says in her tweets, okay, Nigerians have expressed strong disapproval, okay, legitimizing the tweet sparked criticism from Nigerian citizens who questioned the validity of Agbado's presidency and accused him of alleged criminal activities. In her tweets, here's what the vice president mentioned, speaking with Agbado of Nigeria, and highlighted the strong ties between the two countries and their cooperation on global and regional issues. However, Twitter users responded with scathing remarks condemning the VP for seemingly endorsing a leader they believe came to power through electoral manipulation. Many Twitter users criticized the VP for referring to Agbado as president despite concerns about the legitimacy of the election. Some users accused Agbado of gaslighting Nigerians and questioned her reference to defending democracy when addressing a leader with alleged electoral irregularities. One tweet suggested that the conversation between Harris and Tinubu may have deeper implications, possibly involving a coup or political instability in Nigeria, while raising concerns about the role of the judiciary. The criticisms come in the context of a recent coup in the Niger Republic. A member of the Economic Community of West African States, of which Nigeria is a leader. Nigerians expect their government to issue a strong statement condemning the coup and devising plans in response. The shared video from a South African broadcasting, we already saw that, right? And then as the reactions from Nigerian citizens continue to circulate on social media, the comments made by the VP have ignited a debate over the validity and credibility of leadership in Nigeria, drawing attention to issues of democracy and governance in the country. I'm telling these people don't care. Everybody, the whole world watched as the election was being stolen. The whole world. So you now want to come behind now and come and legitimize this criminal. Meanwhile, he was accused of drug dealing in your very country. You see am? You see say these people not care. They not care about you. They not care about anybody. It's all about self-interest. They work hand in hand with these leaders that are sinking Africa down. I'm telling you, it's crazy. How can anybody see with their own? They're not going to allow that kind of thing not to happen for here. Never. They go another country that they support bad because they have gains to make. they have gains. Niger Republic, yeah, they don't. The coup was successful. They have removed their president. Now, somebody on Twitter, they kept saying that now Bubu is he's homeless. He can't go. He can't stay in Daura. He cannot go to Niger because he say if Nigerians disturb am too much, he go Niger. No be so he talk. Now he no even fit go there again. Na London. Now he's now a refugee in London. I saw he made a statement recently on Twitter. And today they talk about the coup as well. I just dey laugh in Chinese. I say, look at these people, jokers, all of them. You see am, see am. I don't even bother. Look at them. When you don't fix your home, na so the mess when you create go come bite you. That's it. You see am. When they think say na we that they do. They think say na we. God go bless this Jeffrey Guta man. Oh. The man, hey. If you see how they fight with Nigerians, you think say na Nigerian man. For a long time, I thought it was a Nigerian who just bearing that name. This man, bumper to bumper. See, look at the reactions. Let it be on record that the US government is indirectly supporting an illegitimate president-elect in Nigeria. VP, your claim of defending democracy in West Africa requires legitimacy, not an illegitimate government. Your phone chat with Bat is condemned. Yeah, you see? People eye don open. Nobody wants to take this BS anymore. For how long? See, VP addressing Agbado as the president of Nigeria and ECOWAS chairman is definitely a calculated risk. Nigerians are camping on her page. Oh my God, they are going in. I've seen some of the comments, so they are going in. Nigerians, man, guys, Nigerians are something. Oh, woo. I'm a Nigerian, but wow. If journalists across the continent of Africa are aware of Asiwaju's crisis of legitimacy, what excuse do you have? Help me ask. Help me ask. Can you imagine? It's crazy. See, see that this is a statement. Today I spoke with Agbado about the strong ties between the Nigerian and American people and our shared work on global and regional issues, from defending democracy in West Africa and the Sahel to promoting digital inclusion and economy. Can you imagine? What a rant. Let me read Mr. Gbadamas's response. Dear Nigerian Americans, as you can see, the Democrats are comfortable with a poor, corrupt, beggarly background. They did everything they could to remove exactly Jonathan because he dared to sign the Anti-Homosexual Marriage and Promotion Act into law. This is why they removed Jonathan. This is why they supported his removal. They see am. A law demanded by an overwhelming majority of Nigerians as a pushback against Obama's perfidious campaign for LGBTQPB rights in a country trying to establish its economy. They supported Bubu, a known brutal and senseless dictator. They are now supporting Agbado, a man who forfeited $460,000 to the US government in an Illinois district court because it was found to be the proceeds of illegal sales of white heroin. Do what Nigerian Britons did. Campaign hard and vote massively against the Dems at the next election. Trump may not be particularly politically correct, but he does not interfere and does not hide his dislike for inhumane leaders or policies. Was he not right in the end about Buhari? Hey! Omo, Nigerians know they go. This man, this woman, you don't enter one chance with Nigerians, so ah. This is crazy. How can you come out directly and come and be saying this? This is not, it doesn't look good at all. You can't do that. You can't. Eh? You cannot. Kene, welcome. Oh, I'm telling you, Kene, I'm telling you. There's some videos, I don't even know if I can show them on live, man. There are things are happening, though, my people. Winter is coming. I can't say more than that. There are some videos that I saw. Oh my God. Winter is coming. There's something happening in Africa. There's an awakening. There's a thunderous awakening that's happening. I'm telling you, my people. I'm not even here to make anybody, believe what I'm saying, but something is coming. Hey, something they come. Africans all over are getting tired. They are seeing the handwriting on the wall. They are pushing back. Mali now, they've removed they now have a military president. Then they've removed French as their main language, their most main language, right? Their lingua franca. They have adopted 17 of their tribal languages. They have adopted 17. They believe in the diversity. They want to start speaking their own freaking languages. They want to do away with the connection they have with the Western powers. Oh my God. I mean, my people, there's so much. Maybe I can play a little bit of it. Hey, Nelly, welcome. Oh, yeah, thank you. My sister, man, we got to do it. Yeah, winter is here, girl. Winter is here. Let me see if I can pull up one of the videos I'm talking about. Man, there is something happening, my people. Forget, these people are not getting away. This guy, Agbado no go last for them. As if I know yesterday. There is something, the way these people they thief money, they know say they not fit last for them. There's just something. Winter has come. It's about to take over all of them. It's a new awakening on the African soil. It's spreading. It's spreading like wildfire. I'm telling you, it's spreading like wildfire, my people. Believe me. Let me pull up one video that I can probably show you guys. Mona no go talk. I know so not they like to talk. That's not the problem when I get with you. Not too they like to talk. Let me see if I can. Stop. Let's see, is it this? Bear with me, guys. I'm coming up. Hmm, where's the video? I hope I saved it. Better. Mm. Let me share this. Let me just share this. Exactly, Nelly. It be like say, hey, it be like say your head dead there, Nelly. Your head is dead there. I'm telling you, Mubabe. I'm telling you. That's why it's begging. Almost 5 countries in Africa have been liberated right now. 5 countries. People are tired. They're sick and tired of this. They are making new alliances, man. No, I'm here for it too. I said maybe this is the prayers. This is the miracle we've been waiting for. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is the one. Let me play this.
if Africa, if we want to see a total independence of Africa, if we want to see freedom of Africa, if we want to see self-sustainable, sustainable development of Africa, if we want to see Africa producing organic, healthy food, if we want to see Africa having manufacturing industries, if we want to see the population of Africa having a long life expectancy, if we want to see Africa being able to manage her resources, we must get rid of United States of America from Africa. We must get rid of all those countries that have colonized Africa before. We must get rid of their embassies, their military bases that are here, their genetically modified foods that are here. We must get rid of the Western puppets that are posing as leaders whom were appointed to manage the African businesses in collaboration with the West and the United States of America. We must get rid of them. There is no way we are going to negotiate with them. As we send the message, as we speak every day, I'm impressed that in West Africa, almost 5 countries are liberated, are totally independent. I have seen in Mali, Colonel Assimi Goïta, when he removed the French language as an official language in Mali. You see our African countries having Western languages as part of our official languages, but our own African languages are not official languages in Britain. If you want to go to Britain, you go under a critical test to test if you are able to understand their language. I'm using English today, not because I want to use English. I've said this so many times. I don't want to use English. But remember where we are coming from colonization, and we are still suffering with the neo-colonialism, with these puppets whom are still taking those languages as official languages in Africa. I don't want to use English. I don't want to use Portuguese. I don't want to use French. I want to speak one African language that can unite us all. It's not that we are going to eliminate all other languages in Africa, but one official language that we can all understand and use it together. Not the Western languages. If we want to see freedom in Africa, we must get rid of their puppets, their international organizations, their military bases, their culture and traditions, their languages. We have to remove all that in Africa. What are we waiting for? There's a stamping block of the so-called leaders, and we have to do the coups and support coups.
Do you remember there was a video I shared a while back about, let me see if I can find that video. There was a particular man, I think after the ECOWAS meeting, when they were talking about the no coup and stuff like that, the man came out and said, what can you say there can be no coup? You can't tell us that. First of all, you need to fix what the problem is before you tell us that. Let me see if I can find this video. Oh, let me find this video, man. Let me find this video. Let me see. Could it be this? No, this is not it. It ain't this. The man came with anger, man. That man that spoke, I can't forget. Will I say the man they talk my spirits? Hey. Let me see. Is this? No, it's not. Come on. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? These people, every Africa is getting tired. Everybody, if you see what my people, there's something, there's something going on. There's something big that is happening, that's going on. There's something going on, man. Something is going to happen in Nigeria soon, sooner than we think. I don't know what it is. Oh, don't quote me. Oh, me, I don't know. It's just something I feel deep down. There's something, and then also the information that I've been paying attention to, man, that I've been listening, that I've come across. There's something. I don't know. These people, if to say they get sense, but they not get sense. So what's the point? They say ajá tó bá fẹ́ sọnù kò ní gbọ́ fèrè ọdẹ àbí wọ́n tún lè talk am for Yorùbá. Dog when one lost no go hear the whistle of the hunter. Eh? Oh, I don't find the video. Correct mundo. Okay, let me share this. Ah, 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 ah. Okay.
But I have a concern. Before setting up a unit or anti-coup d'etat unit in ECOWAS, isn't it time that the African head of states or the ECOWAS head of states look into the reason why there are coup d'etats? What are the root causes of coup d'etats? Let them put their house in order first before they set up an anti-coup d'etat unit. Let them put their house in order. And I believe their house is not in order. This unit is set up to defend them and to protect them only, nobody else. What is more coup d'etat than your national constitution gives you 2-term limit, 5 years, 2 terms. After serving 10 years, you want to change the constitution for another term. Is that not a coup d'etat?
Help me ask them.
Because you feel you have the powers to do that. The soldiers have the powers to coup d'etat. That is also another coup d'etat. And they are living with them there. They are there. In the name of civilian, putting on mufti clothes, calling yourself a Democrat, when you loot all the resources of your country.
Exactly.
Mislead people, torture them, imprison them, burn their businesses to us, and you call that a democracy? Or a civilian rule and an illegally elected government? The leaders must stop lying to their electorate first. They must stop the corruption. They must stop looting our resources. They must understand that they are not a better citizen than anybody. They are given a responsibility, a role to play to help develop the countries and make sure that there is peace and tranquility and respect the constitution of the country. But this is not happening.
Exactly.
Example is this government. This government has lied to people in 2016 that they are going on for 3 years. Was that not a lie? Who asked them to tell people that we are going for 3 years? Were they forced to say that? They went around the whole country, lied to everyone. When the people started reminding them, this is what you promised us, they throw tear gas on them. And the president is bragging, yes, when I throw tear gas in them, they never came back.
Exactly. Can you imagine?
Does that not anger the citizens? You throw tear gas on your people. Some of them are wounded, and you stand out there and bragging that I throw them a tear gas.
Mumu
They never
people,
come back.
puppets.
That alone can anger the citizens. You promised the people you will have a security sector reform. It's never happening. The civil service sector reform is never happening. The Jani Commission was violated before the end of the commission. When you take all the assets of the former president, and now you are busy buying assets. Your days are coming. I thought they should have learned, or they could have learned from this. Unfortunately, they are not learning. So before you create a unit to go against any attempt of coup d'etat, put your house in order. Stop lying to your electorate. Stop lying to your citizens. Stop looting the resources of your country. Stop corruption in your country. And then you can talk about anti-coup d'etat.
Exactly. Exactly.
When Alpha Conde was killing his people in Guinea, after serving 10 years, he said it was not enough. I want to serve another term.
Can you imagine? Eh? That Alpha Conde is Agbado's best friend, though. They be BFFs.
So many Guineans were killed.
Guineans, now they hear Agbado.
And I didn't see any ECOWAS going there or condemning him. You know why? Because Guinea was too big for them, or Alpha was dancing to their tune.
Exactly.
Because I think that was why the small Gambia was surrounded all sides by soldiers and guns in 2016. Because Gambia was small, or Gambia is a small country, and Jammeh was not dancing to their tune.
Mm-hmm.
After the presidential election in Guinea, more than 300 Guineans were butchered, killed.
Can you imagine?
No ECOWAS condemned him.
Mm-mm.
No African Union condemned him. Instead, they pick up their phones and say, Monsieur le Président, félicitations, congratulations. That is the fair game that is happening in Africa. They can condemn Mali, they can condemn Guinea, they are soldiers. But the one in Chad, who has been given a red carpet from the African Union, was never condemned, and he's a soldier too. He's a soldier. They can give him a red carpet to the African Union. But the other soldiers are condemned for their attempt or for their act. Where is the fairness in ECOWAS or in the African Union? They are not representing us. I believe they are representing themselves.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we are calling them to remember that power belongs to the people.
Yep.
Alassane Ouattara knows how he came into power with Gbagbo. He knows. But he finished his 10-year term. He changed the constitution for another term.
Can you imagine? Hey!
They are there with him. Nobody condemns him. They are not there to condemn him because he's dancing to their tune. So I'm calling on ECOWAS to do the right thing. We young Africans, we are here watching, and we fear nothing.
That's it. That's it, man. As there's something going on, my people. There is something going on. Winter is here. Winter is here. Anybody wey no call may tell am say make e just suffer calm down by himself so that e go make your kuku dey all the money wey e thief make e go dey enjoy make e just you understand. That's it na if anybody know am make dem go dey tell but of course ego how dey take dey talk the English word again self aggrandizement when you feel say you big pass everything say your money and your material resources fit shut anybody up. Of course he's feeling like that like he's the man so e no go e go just dey look like say nothing fit happen and e get people wey dey be yes men around am tell am say you can do it man don't leave that thing we dey your back they go dey pump the guy instead wey dem go tell am now say just calm down the way the air there's something in the air the way it is feeling it's not right you see they are blind spiritually perception zero nothing they are walking corpses like I said so they can't even observe the times they cannot observe the wind they cannot observe what's coming what's going they have zero nothing so they don't know what's coming. So guess what? They are blind, they are deaf, they are dumb. So they will now get more stubborn inside their emptiness. It go take them by surprise. They like this. When it go happen, it go just mean the person will call you say boo. Now that time they go know say oh kasala don burst. They can't know now. Exactly. Na im brother exactly Nelly na im brother I agree. Is I can't remember his name. I found his name lately, but again I forgot. It's a video I found on TikTok. I can't remember the guy's name to be honest. If I ever remember it, I know I wrote it down somewhere. I was like, I'm gonna go do some more research about this guy. If I find it, I'll definitely remember to mention it to you. In all the videos I've seen of the man, this is the only video he's spoken in English. Most of them are in French. He speaks French more. I mean, I know they hear French again now. Only small, very little. Now they hear now. And when you don't use the language, you lose it. All right, on to other things. Let's go to Ned Media for now, and then there's so many videos that I would like, but I don't think I can share. I don't want everything out there like that. Even though it's on TikTok though, but I don't want it out there. That thing is personal. Something is coming, and I don't want their goons to know as well. Let it take them by surprise.
We will not allow coup after coup. West Africa president.
Okay, what about political coup? Assuming the people in that hall cannot see the hypocrisy in this statement, people in faraway South Africa can see it.
It's quite unstable right now. And unfortunately, you have the chair currently, it's Nigeria, and the president of Nigeria. You know, he's also facing a lot of pressure in his country in terms of how the election panned out in terms of the results. Some questioning the credibility of the elections. He issued a strong statement yesterday, but already when you read the reaction to that statement, people were already saying, you yourself, you are not legitimate. And therefore, this time around, ECOWAS is not as strong as the ECOWAS that we are used to.
Yes, some are quick to question a military coup. Not that it is right, it is wrong. But what about what causes a military coup in the first place? Why don't people who operate in a democracy obey the rules? People have lost faith in democracy, as can be seen in Niger. Look at people dancing and celebrating the military coup in Niger. You can't blame them. People are simply tired of democracy not working. There are rules in a democracy. Why do politicians never obey the rules? Why is there so much impunity, corruption, profligacy? In a democracy, the only way to get to power is by standing in an election. A party nominates you, election comes and people vote for you, and the votes are counted, and you are declared winner. But compare that to what happened in Nigeria during the election, it was a political coup. Starting from Buhari himself to Bola Tinubu, the ultimate beneficiary, to the INEC chairman, Mahmoud Yakubu, to all the INEC officials, APC politicians, policemen, all their foot soldiers, and all the thugs, even Wike, and all the governors and officials who played many roles to rig the election in the favor of APC. Why waste such money? Why waste more than 300 billion naira to conduct a political coup? The military coup in Niger didn't cost any life. It was a palace coup. They just took over, announced themselves in power. In Nigeria, many lives were lost, billions of naira wasted. In fact, the election is still inconclusive because they are still in court until the court determines the winner. Why didn't Buhari just declare Tinubu the winner? Why didn't he just hand over to Tinubu? And all this time we are wasting today, politicians and other interested parties would have gone to court. Maybe by now the Supreme Court will be on the verge of delivering judgment to declare it illegal, that the election will be held.
Purpose is what creates passion. See, a lot of people don't understand, why is that person so passionate?
This election saw the highest turnout in Nigeria's history. The massive turnout started from the collection of PVCs. Politicians assured Nigerians to go and collect their PVCs, that the election will be free and fair. And INEC people knew from the statistics before them, they knew the people that were collecting the PVCs, where they come from, and who they are likely to vote for. So they started by disenfranchising them. There's no reason in 2023, with the technology available in the world, that will prevent INEC from giving people their PVCs a few days before the election. There's no reason if everything is automated. But they don't want to automate everything because these are intentional bottlenecks created to frustrate the system. They don't want a free and fair election because in a free and fair election, none of them that calls themselves leaders today will win an election. No, they cannot. So they intentionally frustrate the system so that they can manipulate it. That's why an INEC official can delete an uploaded result on iRev and upload a fake one. Why should that be possible? These are loopholes created in order to manipulate the system. Upon all the disenfranchisement and manipulations, people still trooped out en masse on election day to vote, only to wait several hours with no INEC official to conduct the election. Some that bothered to show up came without forms to record the results. So the rigging started way back before the elections during the registration for collection of PVCs. Imagine what the resident electoral commissioner in Lagos said, that people were invading from another region to Lagos in order to vote in Lagos. Imagine what an INEC official said, and nobody bat an eyelid. In fact, INEC said that he must conduct the election in Lagos. They didn't hide their bias. They didn't hide anything. Imagine the police spokesperson, someone that made threats to citizens of Nigeria. He said it was a joke. And those threats, they carried them out on election day.
We are Shukuti. Please, if you don't want to vote for us, please sit down for
They prevented people from voting because they looked differently. Ethnic profiling in Nigeria of 2023. And Buhari that swore on national television many times that he wants to leave a legacy of free and fair elections. He didn't do anything. He never uttered a word. He pretended as if it never happened. All that happened in Rivers, in Lagos, and other places widely reported on television, he never made a comment till today. Yes, they must have told him. APC guys must have told him, hey, the only way we can win this election is to rig. You destroy the Nigerian economy. We can't win a free and fair election. No, it's not possible. So the only way, they must have told him, is to allow us to rig the election. Yes, because Buhari can destroy the bridge after crossing so that no one else will cross. In 2015, they supported Buhari. He didn't have money for campaigns. So it's a payback to Tinubu and all the people that supported him. But that's not the business of Nigerians. Nigerians are supposed to determine the winner of the election, not INEC, not anybody. No other power should decide except the citizens. People have lost faith in democracy. Democracy is dying. It's already dead in Nigeria. It doesn't exist anymore. Compare the turnout in this election to other elections. People didn't come out to vote. Even the few that came out were playing football in the streets. Will you blame them? They already knew their votes will never count. So why bother? Just like any business, will you invest money in a business that you know you won't make profit? Why not go and party with the money? It's better instead of gambling with your money. So, but in this case, politicians, especially P2B, convinced many people to go and collect their PVCs and vote. Just go and vote. We'll handle the rest. He kept telling people during the campaigns. So people were convinced, especially because of his lifestyle. Being a governor for 8 years, and after that, up to today, no scandal, no single money lost. In fact, during the campaigns, he told people, go and verify. Up to today, nothing on the man. They have nothing on the man. So he inspired many people for the first time in Nigeria's political history. People spend their money on behalf of a politician without knowing him, without meeting him for the first time. That's the level of commitment that people invested in the election. Look at what happened. They stole the election, committed a political coup, and they have the guts to tell people that we will not tolerate coup in West Africa. So the Western world, the United States, France, the United Kingdom, they should understand that their policy towards Africa must change. You can't be saying you want democracy to survive in Africa, and you keep supporting people who kill the same democracy. People are tired of a system that is not working. It's simply not working. Let's say the truth. There are rules in a democracy, but they don't obey them. Imagine the National Assembly buying bulletproof cars worth billions of naira in a country with more than 100 million poor people. Why are these people heartless? So the Western world should not say the election is over, we should carry on as if nothing happened. No, that's not the way to go. You should bring sanctions upon all the people that perpetrated the political coup on Nigerians. They should also implement a very strict policy that will block all funds being laundered to their countries, from African countries and Nigeria in particular. You can't say you're promoting democracy and people who get elected steal money and launder into your country and you accept it. That's not fair to Africans. The European Union spent millions of euros in this election, but look at how it turned out. It was like a wasted investment. Where they invested the money, they can't even account for it. Everything is written in their report. They are disappointed with the process. In fact, if they knew it would turn out this way, they would never have invested the money in the first place. So like everything in life, all actions have consequences.
Exactly.
For democracy to thrive, all operators must follow the rules.
That's it.
There must be proper separation of powers. A president shouldn't be seeing himself as a king, who everyone should come under his authority. There are proper separation of powers. There's the judiciary arm, the executive arm, and the legislature. If people don't do the right thing in a democracy, then military intervention might be inevitable.
Exactly.
So all the arms of government have the obligation to do the right thing. In a democracy, when someone feels cheated by the system, he will run to the courts to seek redress. What if the court fails the person? These are the reasons why people are losing faith. Some have lost it already. In fact, look at this election. Many people have turned their PVCs. They've vowed never to vote again because of what they saw. Some are still traumatized up to today.
Yeah.
They just simply came out to vote in an election. And people were doing all sorts of things as if it's a war.
Exactly.
Just to prevent people from voting. And sometimes when you look at the past, you can't help but compare.
Yeah.
Yes, the military guys are not trained to handle the economy. But Abacha was far better than Buhari can ever be. Yes, Abacha stole billions of dollars directly from the central bank. But in terms of the economy, Buhari's handling of the economy for the past 8 years was very poor compared to the Abacha years. So we hope that Nigerians will get their acts together and give democracy a chance once again. In their new democracy that they will try again, all parties must endeavor to follow the rules. We also hope that the Nigerian judiciary will live up to expectations to restore the hope of Nigerians in democracy. If that is not done, many people will never come out to vote again in future elections.
It will be the end of Nigeria.
And people who stole the elections would have won, which will encourage them to do worse in future elections. Nothing good can come out from an election rigor. If the foundation is not solid, the house can never stand.
Never.
Because it is illogical to steal from the people and say you want to protect them. It's not possible. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, my brother. God go bless you for this your analysis. Analysis no finish for your head. And so you go dey drop am back to back. Kilo days too much. People are tired. Africans are tired. And this Western, instead of them to even say no, come out boldly and reject no. See VP Kamala Harris, see as they are going in on her on Twitter. Nigerians, they drag her for Twitter. Eh, abeg it's tiring. Can't continue to oppress people. Una go thief the money, how they do anything. No hospital, no road, nothing. You steal election. You don't have the brain to do anything. You don't have the brain to do the right thing. You don't. No vision, nothing. Dead on the inside, dead on the outside. How can you like he said, how can you protect citizens that election you stole an election you want to, how do you do it? You cannot give what you don't have. Baba, come down from that place and give the owner his property, because you see that thing wey you hold, you go continue to, you na go probably be the when go even take you out patapata, to be honest. No more listen to this our papa.
Brothers and sisters, see, today is just another day again for me. Very sad day, very sad day for this country. Now, we have recently, the Inspector General of Police assured all that he's going to tackle all the enemy routine. We have no state actor like Asari Tokumbo, parading about 300 militants saying supporting Tinubu. Listen, there's danger in what Asari Tokumbo is doing in this country. Nobody has a monopoly over violence.
That's right.
If the Inspector Police can allow Asari Tokumbo to get away with this criminality and this madness, other people will follow suit. Nigeria is very volatile. You cannot allow that madman, Asari Tokumbo. He threatened the Igbos. He did that. Is that the way you support president? And yet, we have Army Chief of Staff, we have Army Chief of Defense. Then what is our military good for? If notorious Asari Tokumbo can continue to behave in this way. The other day, President Tinubu invited into Aso Rock. He has the flag. He has the sovereign flag. He told us that he was controlling about 6 states. He told her how his men died. He told her all kind of rubbish. This stupid, idiot militant. All right? You have no investment in this country. You have not done anything good in your life under criminality. You build a university in Cotonou, and yet you claim you are in Nigeria. Listen, this message directed to the Inspector General of Police, please, for the sake of God, for the unity of this country, bring Asari Tokumbo to book. It is not above the law. It is not above the law. Please, Inspector General of Police, the Army Chief of Staff, Army Chief of Defense, please let this video go viral. I am saying this because I'm a lover of peace. I am the president of One Love Foundation, otherwise known as Ultimate People. If it is violent, we are from Benin, the great Benin Empire. We are warriors. We're the one that fought the British when they took my great-grandfather to Calabar about government. Who is Asari Tokumbo that can control Nigeria? Why is President Tinubu keeping mute and quiet over this notorious bastard? Why? Who is he going to kill? The same thing SCO Lumi did in Lagos. Now it's Asari Tokumbo. Can you see Tompolo, how he's well behaved? Threatening everybody with Mujahideen and all this. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with Asari Tokumbo? What is wrong with our policy system? Why would this man be bigger than this country, for God's sake? For God's sake. Asari Tokumbo should be brought to book. He was branding the other day a gun on social media. And today he's in the street. No police have ever invited him. The same thing they did in the election when Olumu threatened the whole of this country. No police invited him. Why? Why are we doing this? Listen. He said anybody who's more powerful, no police invited him. Why? Why are we doing this? Listen. He said anybody who's more powerful than this government, I want to know. I need an answer from the Inspector General of Police, and the answer from the Defense Minister, and the answer from the Army Chief of Staff. They cannot have a private army in this country to threaten the unity of this country. I hope I am making sense. I thank you all. Please share this video. Let this video go viral. Thank you, and God bless you.
God bless you. God bless you, sir. Hey, I beg go. People are tired. We cannot continue like this. We not go fit. It's not self-sustaining. We can't. Like Africans are tired. Tired. We don't tire. Africans are tired. Eh? We can't continue like this. Wait. Let me share this video.
If we want to see a total independence of Africa, if we want to see freedom of Africa, if we want to see self-sustainable development of Africa, if we want to see Africa producing organic, healthy food, if we want to see Africa having manufacturing industries, if we want to see the population of Africa having a long life expectancy, if we want to see Africa being able to manage her resources, we must get rid of United States of America from Africa. We must get rid of all those countries that have colonized Africa before. We must get rid of their embassies, their military bases that are here, their genetically modified foods that are here. We must get rid of the Western puppets that are posing as leaders whom were appointed to manage the African businesses in collaboration with the West and the United States of America. We must get rid of them. There is no way we are going to negotiate with them. As we send the message, as we speak every day, I'm impressed that in West Africa, almost 5 countries are liberated, are totally independent. I have seen in Mali, Colonel Assimi Goïta, when he removed the French language as an official language in Mali. You see our African countries having Western languages as part of our official languages, but our own African languages are not official languages in Britain. If you want to go to Britain, you go under a critical test to test if you are able to understand their language. I'm using English today, not because I want to use English. I've said this so many times. I don't want to use English. But remember where we are coming from colonization. And we are still suffering with the neo-colonialism, with these puppets whom are still taking those languages as official languages in Africa. I don't want to use English. I don't want to use Portuguese. I don't want to use French. I want to speak one African language that can unite us all. It's not that we are going to eliminate all other languages in Africa, but one official language that we can all understand and use it together. Not the Western languages. If we want to see freedom in Africa, we must get rid of their puppets, their international organizations, their military bases, their culture and traditions, their languages. We have to remove all that in Africa. What are we waiting for? There's a stumbling block of the so-called leaders, and we have to do the coups and support coups.
Are they here? People, they para. Since this year leaders say they don't want to hear word, they have monopoly of violence because they feel like say they get support from their masters. They be puppets.
Here are some news from across the world that you might not be seeing in mainstream media. There was a time in history when Greek philosophers like Plato, Pythagoras, Isocrates, who studied in Africa, ransacked African libraries, stole African knowledge, and used them to go start their own universities and academies in Athens. What was now left of African libraries and universities was then put into flames and burned during rituals that ancient Europeans referred to as the book burning ceremonies. You might wonder, why am I pointing this out? As a huge history enthusiast, I find it highly ironical that the same Greece is now currently under wildfire, so much that their residents and tourists are now forced to evacuate as their homes and belongings are left in flames. Turkey is also on fire, same as Italy. Gaza is also on fire. Spain is also on fire. The United States of America is also on fire. Switzerland is also on fire. And on the other hand, India is drowning. South Korea is drowning. China is drowning. Uruguay is drowning. And Colombia is also drowning. Crossing over to Africa, however, in Mali, the local residents are waking up to the realization that the long terrorism problem that they have been dealing with has been as a result of their colonizer using their opposition to disrupt the able leadership of their president, Assimi Goita. In Kenya, most locals are also waking up to the realization that their opposition leader, Raila Amolo Odinga, has been under the colonial influence to disrupt the able leadership of their president, William Samoei Ruto, and the peace of Kenya in general.
Meanwhile, Moscow has effectively accused Western partners of meddling in Kenya's internal affairs after a statement was issued on the violence there by 13 nations, including America, Britain, Canada, and others.
The same divide and rule tactic is being uncovered in Bonu, Nigeria, South Sudan, Somalia, Democratic Republic of Congo, Zimbabwe, Botswana, with a lot of Africans waking up to the ancient slogan, "You can fool some people sometimes, but you cannot fool all people all the time." Malian citizens are now pushing for the removal of the United Nations and their peacemaking ties from Africa.
Something, winter is here. That's all I'm gonna say. Winter is here. If Agbado is listening, winter is here. Let me play this last one. We'll talk, then we'll talk the rest.
I want some people to convince me and give me the reasons that I can stay with the West in Africa. And I can also stay with the Western puppets in Africa. They colonized Africa. They murdered in Africa. They raped in Africa. They gave us fake and false education and sort of religions in Africa. That is the West. They create pandemics that we are still struggling to find some cure of those pandemics that are here in Africa. Ebola, HIV are man-made diseases and were sent to Africa, among others that you all know. Terrorism in Africa is a man-made by the West. Convince me to stay with the West. Poverty, hunger, and starvation is a man-made situation that has been created by the West. They've manipulated the climatical conditions to push the agenda of global warming, only to make profit and make Africa a business. Convince me, other way around, that I can stay with the West and their Western puppets that are in Africa. Democracy came also as a scam to ensure that they maintain their white supremacy in Africa. Convince me to accept the West in Africa or to stay with the West in Africa. Can you convince me? Can somebody be able to come and convince me? Patrice Lumumba was killed by the West. Thomas Sankara was killed by the West. Muammar Gaddafi was killed by the West. Samora Machel was killed by the West. Chris Hani was killed by the West, among other heroes and heroines that we had in Africa. Even until today, Syria is behind so many atrocities on our present day in Africa. My people are given genetically modified foods that are causing so many chronic diseases and killing my people today, as we are talking. The so-called family planning tablets that are killing my people even until today. Can somebody convince me to stay with the West and the Western puppets in Africa? After they've stolen a land in Africa, I am ordered to compensate a thief in Africa, to get back my land which is my dignity. I am told that no, you have to compensate the thief in Africa. If I would like to build some manufacturing industries, even the refinery plants of my own resources, which is oil that we have in Africa, the West says, no, you can't develop Africa. Keep Africa in poverty, keep Africa in turmoil and chaos so that they can benefit everything for themselves. Convince me otherwise.
Daddy, yeah, winter is here. Oh. Winter is here. All the people when they saw these leaders, when they say they're stubborn, say now they are the big bad wolf. Now they're bad pass. Nobody has a monopoly of madness. Everybody get 2 seconds of madness inside them. Everybody is dysfunctional one way or the other. I don't care which environment. If you like, grew up in the purest environment, there is a little amount of dysfunction within everybody. Africa is waking. E don wake. People don't know. They are onto the game now. Hey, they are onto the game now. Una go become leader. Instead of you to think about your people's interests, do something for your people. No. All you do, you go dey kpai your people every day. As if they send you to come kpai, they go put you there as their ears and mouth to kpai. You go dey kpai your people, dey kpai. 25 human beings, souls in Borno yesterday, they comot their head. 25 souls. Those 25 people now, those 25 people get solution for our problem, because they not just come life like that. They came with a purpose. 25 purposes snuffed out every single day, literally every day for Nigeria. People, they kpai people every single day. You cannot give what you don't have. It's easy to steal somebody else's property, but can you use it? That's the question. Can you use it though? Can you use it effectively, like the person who owns it? You cannot steal somebody else's property and expect that you will enjoy it in peace. You can't. You cannot steal somebody's ideas and think that you can actually do something with those ideas like the original owner of the ideas. You can't. You can steal the idea, but can you use it? Can you use it? That's the case in Nigeria. Agbado thief, they help you thief. You had all your people strategically placed. You had all the resources, the money that you stole, that you used to pay off people, thinking that it will save you. Your money ain't gonna save you now, Papa. Your money is not going to save you. Nobody gives a hoot about your money. Your money is meaningless. You people will steal the money. Instead of you to do good for your people, you carry it back to your masters. You go and be building houses there. You go and be patronizing them, giving them Africa's money, joining them in ensuring that your own home remains poor. Your people don't have good hospitals. There are no good roads, no good water to drink, no jobs, no opportunities for growth. Even when you have a business, they will squeeze the life out of you. They will finish am with taxes, or they send their accounts after you. They'll be collecting money. Whatever you make, you go share am. You cannot continue like this. We cannot continue. Africa has woken up. Africa has woken up. Una think say na like this, una go just dey do and dey go, dey do and dey go. Yeah, they don't talk anyway. Let's just keep doing it. Let's keep squeezing them. Let's keep squeezing them. You squeeze everything out of people. You think that They're not going to push back. My prayer is we have already lost too many people in Nigeria. Too many. We are not in a war, but we've lost so many, more than wars combined. We've lost so many people. I don't want any other losses like more than we've already lost. I don't want it. So what's going to happen? You say, I don't know. Now sit down, look be monkey business. We are here, we are watching. We'll see everything unfold in good time because we can't continue like this. If I were Boo Boo, if anybody knows Boo Boo, they should be telling him to be packing his load. Let it not come and hit him with a surprise. They should tell him to be packing his load. Agbado should be packing his load, but his ego will not let him. The people around him, the yes men around him will not let him. They won't let him. Na here we dey watch. But you see this judiciary. If una like shebi August 1st they say is the responses, abi? Isn't that what they said? August 1st is the responses from all the petitioners and whatever. Abi no, the what is it, responses or address? I don't know, whichever one. Now the judgment is to be announced, abi to be discussed. Judiciary, we are not begging you me, I'm not begging, I no follow dem beg. Una see the handwriting on the wall. Even if you belong to a court now, whether you don sign your life over to the court na you come sabi, but guess what, Nigeria will stand o. That land will stand. That land will stand long after you're gone. So if you like, do the right thing. If you like, don't. People are waiting for you on the other side. If you like, do. If you like, don't. We all know what the truth is. The handwriting is on the wall. We have overwhelming evidence, and everybody is watching. Nobody is sitting down anymore. Everybody is watching what the outcome will be. So if you like, do the right thing. If you like, don't do the right thing. It's up to you. It's up to you. Because as it is, we're tired. As you can see, Africa is tired. All over the continent, people are agitating. All over the continent. Because of your selfishness, you have impoverished your people. You have not done any good thing for your people. By the way, I'm from Abia State now. My name is Chika. Abeg o, God go bless Governor Alex Otio. The man is doing miracles in Abia State o. Hey, I'm loving what I'm seeing o. The man is even building a small refinery. Chair. Ope. Hey, abeg, I'm from Abia State o. Please, that's where I'm from. Nobody should argue with me o. Argue with your keyboard. My name is Chika, and I'm from Abia State. So my people, na here I go leave am for now o. Perhaps we'll come back later on in the evening. We'll see how it goes. Perhaps not, but I had to come here. Yes, so I'm your sister. I've always you don't know now. You know. My name is Chika. Abeg, I'm from Abia State now. Alex Oti is doing us proud. Look at what he's doing in Abia State, cleaning up the place, fixing the roads. The best thing he did. Look at what he did. He hired what's his name? That footballer, that former footballer. What's his name now? Somebody remind me. Hired that footballer. Look at what happened. What was the result? Look at the genius that came out of it. The female soccer team won against Australia 3-1. I'm telling you, when you put the right people in the right place, guess what? Magic starts to happen. Magic starts to happen. Look at what this man is doing, transforming his state. Isn't that what you are supposed to do? Your people first. No, but you want to steal though. You want to steal and go and give it to your masters. You people are puppets. Puppets, all of you. Kano, that's right. I'm so proud of the female soccer team. Look at them. Showing off, showing out, man. Kudos to them. Abeg, make I leave am here for now, my people. Thank you very much for joining me. I go see una again. The fight continues. We march forward. No retreat, no surrender. All eyes on the judiciary. Tinubu must be sent back to Iragbiji or Guinea, whichever one he belongs to. He must be sent back there. My people, I go see you again. It depends on how the day goes. Have a wonderful rest of your Friday in case. But if not, we'll see and drink champagne. Bring your glasses in the evening. But anyway, I'm going to send an invite. You guys will get notified once I come on. Thank you very much. Thank you, my sister, my Abia sister, my Abia sister. Awa. I said that your foster sister Abi. Yes, so I beg leave that thing. All right, guys. See you then. Bye.